This weekend we have the great celebration feast of the Transfiguration of the Lord. And we're actually going to take on the liturgy, the readings of the Transfiguration over the normal Sunday. So we're going to read about the Lord who goes up to a high mountain with his three closest apostles, Peter, James, and John. Jesus goes up the mountain, and it says here that his face became as dazzling as the sun, his clothes as radiant as light. And then Moses and Elijah from the Old Testament also came and appeared there. Moses, who represents the law, and Elijah, who represents all of the prophets. We could ask ourselves, well, what does this mean? Why did this happen? The transfiguration of our Lord. Why did Peter, James, and John have this experience of seeing the glory of the Lord in such a powerful, awesome way? Why did this happen? Well, Jesus wanted to give them that experience of seeing his glory, his light, his victory, this incredible experience of God. Jesus wanted to give that to them in order to prepare them for the difficult moments that would come later, that is the passion and the suffering, the death of our Lord, so that Peter, James, and John could remember back to that transfiguration moment, and that their faith could stay solid even in the moments of passion of the death of Christ later on. So the Lord as well wants to give us powerful moments in our lives, and when we know, we see his glory, so that in moments of difficulty, desolation, we can be consoled and strengthened. St. Thomas Aquinas explains that why, he says, why did Jesus give this experience to Peter, James, and John? So he says that Peter had the experience because Peter was the one that loved Jesus the most. Do you love me more than these? Yes, Lord, I love you, in John 21. And then why John? Because St. John was the apostle that was loved by Jesus the most, as it says in the Gospel of John. And then James, because he was the one that was the very first martyr of the 12 apostles that gave his life. So this weekend, we simply asked our Lord for this grace for us to experience the Lord, who can be transformed, transfigured in our own lives. We can experience the glory of the Lord.